Drink that. Shrink that. Drink that. Shrink that. Drink that. To shrink that, you've got to drink that and shrink that weight away. You've been wanting to lose that weight for some time, but you don't know what else to do because you tried. As you know, I started my 90 days transformation journey to losing 40 pounds by December 31st. And wouldn't you know it, yesterday I got up to get ready to dress myself to go to walk for my first day of walking. This is now day 4 of my 90-day transformation, and yesterday was, of course, day 3. And I looked for something under my cabinet, and when I came back, I was in total pain. I have been having muscle spasms in my right shoulder blade in the back, and I'm telling y'all, it is so painful. Yesterday, I was good, as far as like the pain level. I went and walked anyway, without a whole lot of movement on my arms. So, when we walk, our arms swing, but I kept my arm so close to me to where I wouldn't aggravate any pain or anything. When I tried to drive is when I started feeling pain. By the time we finished walking, my husband and I got about 6,000 steps in. I wasn't going for 10. I was just going for as many as I could get yesterday, because I have to reacclimate my body to walking, for exercise and this and the other. And so I wasn't aiming and pushing myself for 10,000 anyway, whether I had the pain or not. This was my prior thinking to the pain and drama. But even as I'm talking right now, I'm feeling the muscle tightening up. And if you hear a noise, that means that the spasm has activated, and it does it on its own, of course. For those of you who've ever had muscle spasms, this thing is the absolute worst. It is the equivalent to having contractions in your lower back when you're pregnant, getting ready to have your children. But it's almost worse than that. Um, the only contractions I ever felt were with my second son. As far as like in my back, my first child, I felt the contractions, but they were in the front part of my abdomen, which was fine because they hurt, but they felt like just hard cramps. And I had very hard cramps when I was, what do you call it, menstruating. So I was able to pretty much kind of handle that, even though they kept getting a bit more aggressive. But I was still able to, for the most part, they did not bring me to tears. I'll put it that way. Well, my second child, I experienced it in the front, and then it moved to my back, the contractions. And oh my God, whoo, you talking about want to make somebody cuss, fight, everything, and just have attitude galore. That's what I had, because it was just so much pain. Um, and I just was like, oh my God, it brought me to tears, really, because literally my body would begin to shake all over when the contractions would hit in that back area. And I was like, oh my God, cursed Eve, because it's her fault that we have this pain. But I was able to get an epidural, and I still felt the pressure and everything, but there was no pain there. Well, yesterday, like I said, I do have a high tolerance for pain, but it's just this pain and that contraction. Those are the two pains that I couldn't do it, couldn't handle it, and they brought me to tears. And so after I finished walking yesterday, like I said, I went to drive. Every movement I made with my arms and everything, it caused pain. And finally, it got to the point to where we were going to go look for some protein, because I wanted to do my protein shakes and things like that, along with my drink to shrink, to supplement my food and things like that, because I'm really trying to get this weight off of me. I am going to get this weight off of me no matter what. And I said nothing was going to stop me. It didn't stop me yesterday, but it's stopping me for the next few days, because every move I make, basically, if if I breathe deep, the spasm is aggravated, it's activated. It's crazy, and it's nothing but an attack. And I said this yesterday, I think, when or the day before yesterday, when I said that I was getting ready to start my 90-day transformation, or continue it, because I had already started it, that your body is going to turn on you, because your body is used to what you've been doing to it. And it's a spiritual thing too, I believe too, that once it wants me to, not my body per se, but the enemy. And people think you're crazy when you start talking about Satan and his demons and all that. You can believe if you want, or you cannot believe. But just as God is real, well, some people don't believe that either, but he is definitely real. Jesus is real. He was a real man. He was a real God. And why these people keep calling me, interrupting my phone call, my video. But anyway, yeah, so it's a spiritual battle too, because if you don't understand bondage and being in bondage to something, then you're not going to be successful in your life. Because if you have struggled with weight gain, if you've struggled with depression, with stress, you're going to hear those two words a lot from me: depression and stress. That was my story. Drug and alcohol abuse, sex, overindulgence of sex, of having sex, and that's with different people. I'm not talking about with your significant partner or whatever, your spouse or whatever. I'm talking about just craziness, promiscuity, and things like that. These are things that are bondage, and you feel like you don't have no control over it. You feel like you can't stop it. It's more than that. It's because you're in bondage. If you're overeating, if you find yourself excessively eating foods, junk foods, and just food period, multiple burgers at one time, a lot of pizza, all these different things, you are really in bondage to that spirit of gluttony. And that's what it is, the spirit of gluttony. You're overeating. You're overindulging in what you need to be eating to fuel your body. Food was presented to us and made for us to fuel the body, because just like a car needs gas to get around, your body needs food, the right kinds of food to move around, to be energized, to be replenished and nourished. And because of everything that is going on in that's another call, everything. So if you hear it going in and out, that's because somebody, they keep trying to call me. So let me see if I can do this. Let me pause. Okay, so I'm back. I hope you can hear me because I have it on do not disturb, so I hope that works. But yeah, if what was I saying? So yeah, if you, I don't know if I'm leaving off topic or leaving from where I was at, because I don't remember right now. But I know I was talking about food and bondage and things like that. But if you find yourself where you feel like you just cannot stop yourself from eating, and eating the wrong types of food, and you're just drawn to it, it's like a drug. Overeating is like a drug. You're the same way as if you were addicted to alcohol, or addicted to impulsive gambling, or addicted to drugs. It's the same thing. It's like you need a fix. When you're stressed out, you need that food. When you're depressed, you need that food. Even when you're happy, you need that food, because that food is a false sense of comfort for you. It's a false sense of power to you. And it's not, it's basically killing you. It's killing your body. It's causing your body to be to work overtime, your organs to work overtime, because you have put so much weight on your body, where it, and I said this all the time, our bodies were never meant to handle all of this excessive weight. God did not create us fat. He did not. He did not create us to struggle with our health. He did not. That's not a good God. And our God is a good God. My God is a good God. I don't know who you serve, but my God is a good God. So with this attack happening with these muscle spasms, it's stopped me from walking, but it has not stopped me from eating better. And that's what I'm still aiming to do, because again, it's 80% of what you eat and 20% of exercise. And so yesterday, I only was able to eat breakfast, which I started to eat breakfast when I came home, and because the pain was so excruciating by that time, it started bringing me to tears. To every time it hit, and it was like going back to back to back to back. So women out there who've had contractions, and when it's time to get that baby out of you, your body is going to react and it's going to contract. That's why the doctor says, okay, head yourself to the hospital if it's 5 minutes or less, it's time to go. And that's what it was doing. I mean, literally 1 to 3 minutes is when I was having these spasms in my back. And in the small of, like, where your spine is, between your spine and that clavicle back there. I think it's just the clavicle. I can't remember. I'm not supposed to do physiology right now because I dropped that class. But back here in my oh, stop it. Even with that, I'm aggravating it, and I really don't want that pain. So yeah, but it brought me to it brought me to tears, and every time it hit, tears just came. And while even when I went ahead, and my husband was like, "Well, do you want to go ahead to go to the emergency room?" I was really trying not to go to the emergency room because that's over $2,000 for them to give you a shot. And when you know it, I got two shots and it still didn't work. They gave me Valium first. I told them the Valium was not going to work. All it does is put you to sleep. It puts me to sleep. I don't know about anybody else. It does not take your pain away. All it does is make you sleepy, and that's what it did. Then they gave me two shots and it still didn't work. I left the hospital still in pain, y'all. They prescribed me codeine. They prescribed me naproxen. Another pill for the muscle spasms. It has not worked. I'm not taking them because they're not working. All they're doing is making me sleepy. So I'm just taking it easy, laying in the bed as much as I can. Right now I'm sitting up because I don't want to keep laying in the bed. And that's just how determined I am to lose this weight. Nothing is going to hold me down. I don't care. I don't care what comes at me. Nothing this time is going to hold me down. Yesterday, when I was in so much pain, y'all, and I was like, I could have easily given up because that's what happened in the past. That was my past story, when I would try to do this thing and something happens to stress me out, or a trigger caused me to go back into depression, and I just want to eat, eat, eat. It's like my body was just doing this, like, yes, give me some sweets, give me this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like your body just doing like, ooh, I just want this. I didn't do it. I did not yield to it. I have some tea cakes right there in the front that someone made for us. I don't like them, thank God. But I would have eaten them yesterday. There's four left. I would have eaten them yesterday had I been in the same state of mind that I had been in my past. But that's not me anymore. That's not my story anymore. This is my story now. This is my story saying that I am a new person. I am loving myself to a healthier me. I am Lady Danielle. I am God's chosen vessel, one of his chosen vessels. I am a child of the King. I am a woman who is determined to get this fat off of her that the past her has allowed to come because of stress, because of life's issues. Life is going to happen, people. We cannot let that be an excuse to do wrong to our bodies. We have to love our bodies enough to get it to a healthier place, to get it as close to what it used to be as possible. I can't walk right now, but guess what? I'm still going to eat better. I'm not going to get the junk food that's around me. I'm not craving that stuff. Even if I was to crave it, I'm not giving in to it. And I guarantee you that. So why am I on here? Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I don't want you to give up. No matter what life throws at you, no matter what happens in your life, if you've truly made a sound decision in your mind to be disciplined in an area of your life that you've not been disciplined in before, whether that's eating, whether that's going to work, doing your business, whatever it may be, don't give up. Don't allow your outside circumstances dictate who you're going to be. You're the only one besides God that can tell you who you are. If you don't know who you are, ask the creator who created you. He'll tell you who he is, and who he is and who you are in him. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say today. I may not be able to go walking, or do any other kind of exercise. And I met this lady yesterday. She's I think she was one of my nurses yesterday, and she told me, she said, honey, she say, I was 250 pounds. It was a white lady. She said, I was 250 pounds, and I lost 130 pounds in a year and some change. And she said, I can tell you how to do it without exercise. I said, okay, tell me how to do it. So basically, I think her diet was a pescatarian, meaning no meats, only fish. Not, she said, don't do tilapia because tilapia is not good for you. But she said you can eat the other fish, and, as much green vegetables and fruit as you want. I think she said water. But she also gave me a number to a wellness doctor, I guess, that she saw too, that helped her. So, hey, I had those spasms, and maybe that was why I needed to go to the emergency room so I can meet this lady. I don't know about this pescatarian thing because I don't digest fish well. I like fish, but I try not to eat too much of it because I don't like the way it. Yeah, I'm not gonna go that far, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna contact that person and see if that's something that, will work for me or whatever. But I will be putting myself with an orthopedic, a chiropractor. I miss Dr. Abby. I'm coming to you, Dr. Abby, soon. But yeah, this is the test for me, and I'm passing this test this time. I really am. So I am focused. I'm staying focused. Watch me work, because I will not be this person. As far as my weight is concerned, she got to go. I'm divorcing the fat chick. She's got to go. She's been interrupting and ruling too long, and I'm ruling now. I'll take authority over her right now, because she has no more say. I've silenced her. So you have to do that kind of stuff. And you have to understand spiritual versus natural. We are living in a natural, physical world, but there is a spiritual, supernatural world that we cannot see. But thanks be to God that He opens our eyes to see what is truly fighting us. Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities, against rulers of darkness in the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Therefore, put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the enemy. And so that's what I'm doing. So like I said before in my introduction, again, I'm praying more, I'm fasting more, I'm reading my word, I'm studying my word, I'm applying the word of God to my life, and I'm sticking to Him, and I'm obeying everything that He tells me to do. So you thought you had me, but you don't. Y'all be blessed. Like and subscribe if you'd like to follow me in my transformation. If you want to join me, do so. Find out what works for you. I'm going to talk about what's working for me, which I know lots of protein works to shed this fat from me, because it did it for me in 2015 when I really went to start losing weight, wanted to start losing weight. And what happened was, for those who may not know, the reason I stopped then, because we were living in a hotel in between finding somewhere to live or whatever. And the reason I stopped, I was walking faithfully for a whole month and some change. There's a side street, which is the same area where I am right now. There's a street called Copper Grove, and when I walked from that end of Highway 6, Copper Grove curves, and you end up on another end of Highway 6. Okay, the same whatever street. And so I would walk from the hotel Highway 6 to the post office Highway 6, and I would turn around and walk back, and that would give me about 3.5 miles per day. That was about that was close to 10,000 steps, and I would do that faithfully. And I was watching what I was eating. I wasn't eating the junk food, I wasn't eating the sugar and all that kind of stuff. I was determined to do that. Well, I think 2 or 3 weeks into it, my ankle was the first issue. My ankle, I think I don't remember if it was my left or right, started giving me issues to where I couldn't walk. So I sat down for about a day or two, but I got back out there and I continued walking. Well, the last time I went out there, there was a lot of constables circling around, and I was walking. I was like, Lord, please don't let them bother me, because I'm just minding my own business or whatever. And sure enough, the both of those SUVs, they circled around me, and they went across the street where I was headed. And I wish I had turned, but I didn't. And there were two white officers, both fat, and I was standing there at the light, and I was like, okay, Jesus, I just need you to protect me right now, because I don't know what's going on, but I feel like they're about to bother me or whatever. And I just need your blood to protect and shield me right now, your angels. And I just started praying. Well, lo and behold, I crossed the street, but I went that way. They were in front of me. I went that way. And sure enough, I had on my earplugs and everything, and I barely heard anything. Well, the fattest one called me over. And I was like, he's like, I need to see your license ID. I'm like, why? Ma'am, just show me your license. And I can't stand it. If I'm asking you a question, why you need my person, my property, I need you to answer me and tell me why you need it. You don't even know me. I didn't do anything. I just crossed the street. I was walking. I wasn't running or anything. I was just walking, minding my own business. And you're bothering me. So I went ahead and gave it to her. Now, thank you, God, that day I actually had my license with me, because I don't pack my license with me when I'm walking. Why? But that day I felt to put my license in that wallet that I had my it was a phone case. I had my wallet put in the little pocket. I don't put anything in there. But that day I did. That was nobody but God. And as they were looking at my license or whatever, I saw one of them showing this picture, and it must have been a black woman. I don't look nothing like that lady. So I said, mm-hmm. And so he said, okay, ma'am, you can go ahead. I said, mm-hmm. And went on about my business. Well, let me tell you, that caused fear right there. Because I'm like, I'm minding my own business, and you are stopping me for no reason. I didn't give you probable cause to stop me. There was no probable cause. Walking while black, yeah, this is a spasm, y'all. Hold on. Whew. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let me switch arms. Maybe that's the problem. I'm holding it up with the wrong one. But yeah, you had no probable cause to stop me. And you know what made me afraid was this was not even a month past that Sandra Bland was murdered in her jail cell. That's why I became afraid. So I continued walking, and I was talking to God. I'm like, God, I can't. Mm-mm. I say, is this going to be a continual thing? Because I don't. Jesus, that's another one. I don't feel safe walking the street anymore, because all that time, y'all, I was feeling safe. I was feeling, protected and everything. And it had nothing to do with God. It was just that the circumstance, the situation that just happened with Sandra Bland. And so I just did not, it's like my whole sense of safety just left me that day. And I couldn't walk again. That stopped me from walking. I was losing inches like crazy. My clothes were falling off of me, y'all. People were like, girl, you were losing that weight. And, oh, girl, you're losing weight. Oh, look like you looking good. I was like, I guess, I wasn't paying attention to it, because when I would get on the scale said the same thing. The numbers were not moving. But I also didn't understand at that time that how pounds work versus inches. You can lose inches all day long. You'll lose inches first. But now that I understand what happens, and I'll tell you in another video because I don't want to make this too long. But yeah, so yeah. So that's what stopped me that back then, and I couldn't get back into it. And by that time we were moving around and stuff like that, and things were happening and going, and I just did not feel comfortable walking down the street anymore. So I didn't. I signed up for a gym, but that was boring because I don't like being on a treadmill because I'm not going anywhere. I went a few times to my in my complex, but again, I wasn't going anywhere. But I did walk a little bit within the complex, but I wasn't motivated like I am now. And now these spasms, I was about to say contractions, are happening. But guess what? I'm still not stopping. I'm still going to do what I have to do from this bed to get myself where I want to be by December 31st. And I'm going to keep going until I lose all of the weight. I want to be down to 170. And I weighed myself, y'all, after I put on my clothes yesterday before I went to a walk. I was 291.4. That's a daggone shame. I've never been 290 anything. I always stopped at 286. But yeah. And so it's overload, baby. But yeah. Y'all be blessed. Continue to pray with me for my success. I'm praying for myself. God is praying for me. Jesus is praying for me. So I'm good. But yeah, don't let nothing stop you. I don't care what it is. Do not ever let anything outside of your life, even inside of you, stop you from achieving what you're wanting to achieve. So y'all be blessed. Like and subscribe if you like. Keep watch out for me. Watch me work this thing. And I'm using my products. I'm using what's available to me, and I'm researching different things about how our bodies work, because I want to know, and I will share that with you, how your fat cells work, what happens why you're not losing weight. There's some key factors why people don't lose weight. So I'm going to share those things with you, but not on this video, because again, I don't want it to take too long. It's already almost 30 minutes now, so I'm trying to keep these videos short. In Jesus' name. Bye. Love you.